All right, so I got a funny cold approach story for y'all. So be sure to listen to the end. But essentially, I went to a baseball game with my nephew, and we were sitting in the bleachers. And I kept getting asked if I was his dad from multiple people that we were sitting next to. And I was his uncle, obviously. So my nephew just kept saying, "No, this is my uncle." So I'd gone down to get me and him a hot dog and a soda. There was a huge line, and there was a really cute girl behind me. Mind you, I'm trying to figure out how do I talk to this girl. So as I'm approaching the line, it starts to move, and now it's starting to downpour, and now people are starting to come down underneath where there's shelter, so they're not all getting soaked. So I call out my nephew, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm over here by this sign. Come meet me." And as I'm sitting there, her sister walks over with two Trulies in her hand, and I crack a joke to kind of kick things off. I'm like, "Oh, wow, looks like you are having a great time. You're double fisting two Trulies." She starts to laugh, and she's like, "No, this is actually one for my sister and one for me." And then the girl I just told you about, who I thought was cute, was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm going to grab the food for us." And she's grabbing the drinks. So her sister ends up walking away somewhere else. And in between this, I call out my nephew, and I'm looking for him, asking where he is. I finally spot him, and I ask her if she can save my spot in line. Go over, grab him, bring him over, grab our hot dogs. There was like a 10-minute wait to get the hot dogs. So there was this in-between period where we were waiting for 10 minutes, and me and her were standing there. So I started to have some small talk with her, asked her where she's from, blah, 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 blah. One thing leads to the next, and ironically, where she was coming down for the baseball game, like she travels back and forth from where she was, and she crossed paths where I live. So I was like, "Hey, listen, like we should get together sometime. Let me grab your number." And she looks at me, and she gives me this like side smirk, and she's like, "How old are you?" And I think that she thought, because my nephew was with me, that was my son, but I think she thought that I was older than I was. So I told her my age, and she told me her age, and we have like a pretty big age gap. Not that big. It was like an 8-year age gap. And she thought, maybe I was a little too old, maybe because maybe she thought that I had a son. So it was just a kind of interesting dynamic, but that's my cold approach story, and hope you can learn something from it.